spent in a miserable way.
U.S. News: Houston narcotics officers were greeted by a charging dog and a barrage of bullets. The end. After narcotics officers knocked down the door of a Houston home, the first one to enter was greeted by a charging dog and gunfire from a man wielding a .357 Magnum revolver, the authorities said on Tuesday. 9 undercover officers executed a search warrant on the home just before 5 p.m. on Monday. The two people in a Houston police official said Tuesday evening that the two most seriously wounded officers were expected to survive. They were in serious. A third officer, who was shot in the shoulder, had been released from the hospital on Monday night, and another who was shot in the face was released Tuesday. A fifth officer, earlier Tuesday, Chief Acevedo had said that one of the seriously wounded officers was in a really tough fight. On Monday evening, the 9 officers knocked down the door of a home in a working-class neighborhood about 7 miles southeast of downtown Houston. The raid followed. The first officer to enter the home was immediately charged by a pit bull and shot at by the man inside the home, identified as Dennis Tuttle, Chief Acevedo said. The officer, Chief Acevedo, said that the woman in the home, Rogia Nicholas, then reached over that officer to grab his shotgun. Backup officers. At one point, Mr. Tuttle stuck his gun through the doorway and opened fire at the officers, the police said. Knowing that his fellow officers inside the house had been shot, a 54-year-old officer who had been with the department for 32 years entered the home and was shot in the face, the police said. At the news conference, the police said they were not publicly identifying the injured officers because of security concerns. Although the police had said on Monday that they staged the raid because they believed black tar heroin was being dealt out of the home, the chief said the substance was not discovered during the raid. The police found public records indicate that Mr. Tuttle and Ms. Nicholas were married in December 1998. For a few hours, the neighborhood was plunged into chaos, as dozens of officers, some dressed in camouflage and carrying shotguns, moved through on foot. Helicopters. Chief Acevedo said the turbulent raid was an example of the country's epidemic of gun violence. We live in a society where there's a proliferation of firearms, he said, where you can assume there'll be firearms just about every location that you hit.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.